Hi friends, my name is Milan. In this video, I will explain you exercise 3.3. So let's start it with question number 1. First of all, read this question. In which quadrant or on which axis do each of the points -2 4, 3 -1, -1 0, 1 2, -3 -5 lie? Verify your answer by locating them on the Cartesian plan. Okay, so we need to check that in which quadrant, otherwise on which axis these points lie. Right, so how can we define it? So we will get the answer by just observing the sign of x coordinate and sign of y coordinate. Okay, our first point is -2 4. So x coordinate have negative sign, y coordinate have positive sign. Okay, our first coordinate is x coordinate and second coordinate is y coordinate. Okay, so I already explained these things in your theory part. This is our x axis, this is our y axis, right? Here positive numbers are there, here negative numbers are there, and in upper part positive y axis and in lower part negative y axis, right? So in first quadrant, this is your first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant, right? Now in first quadrant, x positive x axis is there and positive y axis is there, right? So both coordinate have plus sign, so here plus plus. Okay, in first quadrant both sign are positive. Then in second quadrant, first sign is negative because negative y axis is there and positive y axis is there. Okay, so first sign negative and second sign positive in second quadrant. Okay, first sign negative, second sign positive. Okay, then third quadrant, here negative x axis is there and negative y axis is there, so both sign are negative. Okay, both the sign are negative. And in the fourth quadrant, positive x axis is there and negative y axis is there, so first sign is positive and second sign is negative. Okay, so in first quadrant plus plus, in second quadrant minus plus, third quadrant minus minus, fourth quadrant plus minus. Okay, and if the point lies on the x axis, okay, if the point lies on the x axis, then its y coordinate is 0. Okay, if x coordinate is 0, then point lies on the if y coordinate is 0, then point lies on the x axis, and reverse, if x coordinate is 0, then point lies on the y axis. Okay, alternate, if x coordinate 0, then lies on the y axis, and if y coordinate is 0, then lies on the x axis. Okay, so directly we can define it in which quadrant, otherwise on which axis the following point lie. Okay, so first point is -2 4. So first sign negative, second sign positive. Okay, so this is the sign of second quadrant, so we can directly say that -2 4 lies in second quadrant. Okay, directly we can say the answer, this point lies in second quadrant. Okay, then second point, 3 -1. Okay, 3 -1. Now first sign is positive, second sign is negative. Okay, so plus minus, this is the sign of fourth quadrant, right? In fourth quadrant we have sign plus minus, so we can say that this point lies on the fourth quadrant. Okay, then -1 0, here our y coordinate is 0, right? If our y coordinate is 0, then our this point lies on the x axis, right? Here y coordinate 0 is, it means this point lies on the x axis. Okay, then 1 2, here both have positive sign. Okay, both the coordinate have positive sign, so this point lies in first quadrant. Okay, this is the sign of first quadrant. Then we have -3, -5. Okay, both the quadrant have negative sign, right? Both quadrant have negative sign, so this is the sign of third quadrant. So this point lies in the third quadrant. Okay, now we need to verify our answer by locating them on the Cartesian plane. Okay, so here we have x-axis and y-axis. Okay, here already drawn here. First point is -2, 4. Now first coordinate is x coordinate, right? So we need to see on the on the x-axis -2, then y coordinate is 4. Okay, again, first of all we need to look at this -2 on x-axis and this 4 on y-axis. Okay, so this point lies in second quadrant. If we draw the vertical and horizontal line from these 2 points, then it is intersect at -2, 4 in second quadrant. Okay, so -2, 4 lies in second quadrant. Then we have 3, -1. So first of all locate 3 on x-axis and -1 on y-axis. Right, now if we draw the vertical and horizontal line, these two lines intersect at this point 3, -1. This is the fourth quadrant, so we can say that this point is lies in fourth quadrant. Okay, then -1, 0. Now on x-axis -1 and on y-axis 0. Okay, again, first of all locate on the x-axis -1 and here 0. Now if we draw vertical and horizontal line from these 2 points, so we will get this line, right? So alternately, that means if we draw here our x coordinate, right? So from x-axis we need to draw vertical line. Okay, here our y coordinate, and from y coordinate we need to draw horizontal line. So these two line intersect at this point, right? It is our x-axis, so we can say that this point lies on the x-axis. Okay, from x coordinate we need to draw vertical line, and from y coordinate we need to draw horizontal line, and both the line and intersection point of both the line, it is our location of point. Then we have 1, 2. First of all 1 on x-axis and 2 on y-axis. Now draw vertical and horizontal line. So this is our intersection point 1, 2. This point lies in first quadrant. Okay, this is first quadrant, so we can say that this point lies on the first quadrant. Okay, at last we have -3, -5. Okay, now first of all -3. First of all locate -3 on x-axis and -5 on y-axis. Now draw vertical and horizontal line from these 2 points. So this is the intersection point. It is our location of point -3, -5. Okay, so this is a third quadrant, so we can say that this point lies in third quadrant. Okay, so in this way we can check in which quadrant, otherwise on which axis the following point lies. Okay, then our next question number 2. Here, first of all read the question. Plot the points x, y given in the following table on the plan, choosing suitable units of distance on the axis. Okay, now here some coordinates are given: -28, -17, 0, -1.25, 13, and 3, -1. Okay, this value we need to present on the x-axis and this value we need to present on y-axis. Okay, so we need to take a scale. According to that, our x-axis cover all this point. So for that, what we need to check here, what is the minimum value given in this table of x? Okay, what is the minimum value? It is -1 for this x only. Okay, And what is the maximum value? 3. Right, first of all we need to find a minimum and maximum value. Minus 2 is minimum value and 3 is maximum value. So we need to cover both this value. We need to take a scale according to that on the x-axis so that it can cover both this point. That means our minimum point also we want on the x-axis and maximum point we also want on x-axis. Okay, so remaining point we can locate on the x-axis. So first of all we need to check for the maximum and minimum point. Okay, minus 2 and 3. So range between minus 2 and 3 is very small, right? Very less number are present between minus 2 and 3. So we can easily locate on the x-axis, right? And for that just take one number at one interval. Here it is written minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now if you plot this x-axis and y-axis on the graph, then in your graph one dark line is there, okay, and one light line is there in between, right? This dotted line, it means a light line. So what you need to do, you just need to first of all draw the x-axis and y-axis at the center. Okay, then on this dark line you need to write the continuous integer number. That means here 0, here 1, here 2, sorry, minus 1, like this. Okay, that means you do not need to write this 0.5 and 1, 1.5, 2. No, just directly write down 1, 2, 3. Okay, your dark line represents the 1 centimeter distance. So we are taking here 0, 1 and continuous integer numbers on the dark line. Okay, we does not show this 0.5, 1.5 because right now it is not necessary, that's why. Same thing on the y-axis even. Here maximum value is 8 and minimum value is minus 1. Right, maximum value 8, minimum value minus 1. Again same process on y-axis. Okay, on dark line just represent the integer number here 0, 1, 2, minus 1, like this. Okay, and in light line we do not need to write anything. Okay, so first of all we need to draw x-axis and y-axis and we need to write this interval. Okay, now in scale measurement, what we need to write? Okay, scale measurement, in our right side upper corner we need to write this. Okay, scale measurement, x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. Here there is a no unit, so we need to write 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. And same thing on y-axis, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. Okay, because our dark line represents 1 centimeter distance, or on that we are taking just 1 unit here. That's why we need to write this scale measurement on x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit, and on y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. Okay, now after this x-axis and y-axis we need to locate these points. Our first point is minus 2, 8. Okay, so our first value, that means this one, minus 2 and 8 is there, so minus 2 first of all, that we need to locate on the x-axis. Okay, here. Now y coordinate 8, so just locate 8 here on y-axis. Okay, so on x-axis minus 2 and on y-axis 8. Okay, now draw horizontal line and vertical line. Horizontal line from the point on the y-axis and vertical line from the point on the x-axis. Okay, so this intersection point, it is your location of point minus 2, 8. Okay, you do not need to draw this intersection line because you can directly see from the graph. Okay, in graph already line is drawn, so directly you need to locate the point. Okay, Then second point, minus 1, 7. Now first number, that means x coordinate minus 1. So just locate minus 1 here. Then on y-axis 7. So locate 7 on the y-axis. Now draw the vertical line from the point on the x-axis and draw horizontal line from the point on the y-axis. So this intersection point is your answer. Okay, here it is there. Minus 1, 7. This is the proper location of your point. Okay, next is 0, minus 1.25. Okay, so on x-axis you need to locate 0. And on y-axis minus 1.25. Okay, on y-axis we need to look at this. Now on y-axis we have here minus 1 and here minus 2. Okay, here we have minus 1 and here we have minus 2. Now in graph, this is your two dark line, right? In between, at the center you have one light line, right? In between this two dark line, that means in between minus 1 and minus 2 you have one light line. Okay, so this light line represents the midpoint, right? That means if here you have minus 1, here you have minus 2, so exact midpoint it is 1.5, right? That means your light line, because your light line is at the center between the minus 1 and minus 2, right? So your light line represent minus 1.5. Okay, now in between, that means this one dark line and this one light line. Now again, if you take the exact midpoint, then it is a minus 1.25, right? Because in between, that means in minus 1 and minus 1.5, minus 1.25 is that, it is the midpoint of this 2 point. Okay, first of all you need to locate your light line. Now find out the midpoint of this dark line minus 1 and light line minus 1.5. So you will get the minus 1.25. Okay, again I repeat this thing. If you have two dark line, right, here 0, sorry, here two dark line and in between one light line. Here you have minus 1, minus 2, so this point represent minus 1.5. Okay, midpoint. Now again you take midpoint, then this answer is 1.25, right? So you will get this value minus 1.25 in between exact midpoint of minus 1 and minus 1.5. Okay, so now draw one horizontal line from minus 1.25. Okay, one more thing, here we locate 2 point, right? On x-axis we have 0 and on y-axis minus 1.25. Okay, now from x coordinate we need to draw vertical line like this, and from y coordinate we need to draw horizontal line. So intersection point lies on the y-axis, right? So intersection point lies on the y-axis. That means our this point is lies on the y-axis here. Okay, means whenever we get minus 1.25, it is the location of this point. We can say that this point lies on the y-axis because its x coordinate is 0, right? X coordinate is 0, so this point lies on the y-axis. Okay, our next point is 1, 3. Okay, now 1, 3. So 1 we need to locate on the x-axis and 3 we need to locate on the y-axis. Okay, 1 we need to locate on the x-axis and 3 we need to locate on the y-axis. Now from 1 draw vertical line and from 3 draw the horizontal line. This is the intersection point. It represents your point 1, 3. Okay, this is the position of point 1, 3. Okay, then our last point is 3, minus 1. Okay, 3 minus 1. So 3 we need to locate on the x-axis and minus 1 we need to locate on the y-axis. Okay, plus 3 we need to locate on the x-axis and minus 1 we need to locate on the y-axis. Now draw the horizontal and vertical line, so you will get the intersection point here. This is the position of 3 minus 1. Okay, this point lies in the fourth quadrant because first sign is positive, second sign is negative. Okay, so in this way we can represent our points on the graph. What we need to do, first of all we need to locate x coordinate on x axis, and then we need to locate y coordinate on y axis. Okay, then from x coordinate we need to draw vertical line, and from y coordinate we need to draw horizontal line, and intersection point of these two lines represent your point. Okay, so here our chapter number 3 is over. If you have any doubt in this chapter, so please write down in comment section. I will give you the answer. Okay, thank you.